You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
went away.
Yeah,
car said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirty. That was, it shows you his character.
Is that the-
With that smile. So he wants Diddy to know the world is watching you and what you did. So in a documentary, there's a couple things I'll share with you guys on what I took away from it. But Rob, maybe share the clip on how he got access to some of the footage of the documentary. Is this the one, Rob?
Yep.
Go for it.
You get that footage of Diddy.
I figure most journalists would disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
50 Cent didn't just release a documentary, he lit a fuse aimed straight at the heart of Diddy's empire. With leaked tapes and hushed testimonies threatening to crack open music, media, and power all at once, the opening voice isn't even 50's, it's a former insider, someone who once walked freely through Bad Boy's inner circle at its peak. They recall hotel rooms where cameras weren't accessories, but risks. Studio sessions where conversations froze the second Diddy murked in late-night parties the industry still pretends never existed. Their calm stare carries the weight of regret, someone who stayed quiet because silence felt safer than honesty, leaving us wondering how many careers weren't built on opportunity, but on fear.
And then when you continue, there's a part with what he didn't like is that Tupac and Biggie started getting very close because Tupac would allow Biggie to open for him. So you guys have to realize, I had Greg Kading on the show 10 years ago. Greg Kading is the guy that was the lead investigator of Tupac. He was in the documentary as well. He was investigating what happened to, he was investigating what happened to, and Rob, if you can pull up the podcast with he and I, and the way I did it on the board, and I put all the suspects of who it could have been, and then he gets the recording and shows with Keefe D. Keefe D is the guy that was the boss who Diddy allegedly offered $1 million. They said they'll take $1 million to take both of them out. So, and he's saying the recording, he's saying it to the feds. So right here, if you zoom in on this list, Rob, can you zoom in on the list? Okay. So if you zoom in, you see the bottom three names. You see the bottom three names right there?
On the right?
By his right hand.
Tupac?
Right there. Yeah, that's Keefe D is right in the middle.
Okay.
The one to the left is the guy that stole one of the Death Row Records chains.
Oh.
Zoom in a little bit. You can't do it? Okay, it's all good. No worries. So the guy in the middle is the guy that's having a conversation who says, yeah, he offered us $1 million to take him out, Keefe D. And so they try to get the money. They're not able to kill both because he wanted them to kill both Suge and Pac.
In the car?
They only kill Pac, and they don't kill Suge. So allegedly, they got paid $500,000. The $500,000 was paid to the guy on the right, all the way to the right. You see the guy on the right?
Corey.
He's the one allegedly that got the $500,000, and that money never went to Keefe D or anybody else. The guy on the left is the one that stole the chain, the chain, which was a Death Row Records chain. That's a way of saying I got your rapper's chain, because if you were one of the guys, Death Row. So long story short, this whole thing is in recording that he said this. So what does Diddy do? Rob, can you pull up this song? It's a song called Black Rob, featuring Mark Curry and Mario Winans. If you can just type in lyrics, okay? So he gets $1 million. Can you go to the lyrics? And Diddy's in the lyrics when he gets started. Go a little bit lower. Boom. Muscle.
In this game.
Can you type in the word in there, Rob? Nice guy. Type Control F, nice guy. Okay, right there. Look at it's 1999. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Been nice too long. I'm just gonna start making y'all
blank
disappear. Man, first I'm gonna take your records off the radio. Then I'm gonna erase your social security number. Take your birth certificate out flies. I'm gonna do your whole effing family. Ain't nothing but mercy. And then, by the way, in the lyrics, he says, I'll drop $1 million on your head to erase you. Can you type in, I'll drop $1 million, just put Control F. Just go to Google and type this out. I'll drop $1 million on your head. I'll drop $1 million on your head, and just put Diddy next to it. Right there. See, it says Black Rob. What song came up?
Then 50 steps in, not as the internet's favorite instigator, but as a historian who's watched the same cycles play out for decades. He explains how rumors of recordings and off-camera behavior resurface year after year, never fully disappearing. He admits there were egos, rivalries, and tension involved, but frames this project not as revenge, but as record-keeping. He ends with a cold line, "They'll call it beef," then adds, "I call it evidence," pushing viewers to consider whether exposing power is sometimes less personal and more necessary.
How you feel about all that, man?
Well, what I feel about the documentary, they left a whole lot of key things out. If they was gonna do something and they gonna say in the reckoning of Sean Combs, the reckoning, or Diddy, the reckoning and stuff like that, it should have been a lot of people that we lost because of him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't only Big, it wasn't only Tupac, you understand? For the atmosphere that he put those kids in, you got a guy named Anthony Wolf Jones, who was from Bad Boy, from its conception as doing security and being one of the financiers of Puff having to have some money to keep Big and Craig Mack around before he got to Clyde Davis. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't able to tell that story because they didn't have no intel on that story or what went down, or they didn't do their investigations right, which he also led up to the reason why Wolf ain't here today. You understand? They didn't tell that story. They didn't tell a story about Jessica Rosenbaum, who was at the City College situation. You understand? When it was Puff, Heavy D, and Jessica. You know what I'm saying? Jessica was the reason why those kids lost their life, because she locked the door on those kids running down the steps. You understand? You could see her name in a news article, but they didn't mention nothing about her taking place, but they try to put Heavy D, God bless the dead, out there and they put Puff out there. You know what I'm saying? She should have been the main one because she is the one who locked the door on the kids. You understand? She is the one who locked the door on the kids, and all those kids lost their life. Had she not locked those doors, not one kid would have lost their life. Not one kid would have lost their life. And that's what happened. So the feelings that I have about the documentary, man, it was just old news, and they took a couple of with the footage from Puff from the days that's leading up him to get arrested, and the incidents with the people from the courts. You know, the two people from the courts. So it was nothing new. It was put together pretty good, but it was nothing new that we didn't know. It is nothing new that we didn't know, bro. And they could have did a whole lot better. They could have got into the fact if they was talking about they wasn't gonna, you know, they was gonna spend some money on it and stuff like that. They could have got into the fact of who actually made that payment, because they put it all in the documentary. Who made that payment to get Tupac eliminated? If that was the payment that they had alluded to. So, liking the documentary, it's all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you watch it once, it don't get no second look. It don't get no second take. It ain't nothing like say, yo, I gotta go see that shit again. Nah, not at all. So, let me be clear on this, brother, is that I was at City College. You understand? I was there. I was doing security. My team was supposed to have the outside. Puff came to me the day before we were supposed to do the job there and told me that Heavy D didn't want us to do the security outside. I had 18 men ready to do the security outside with my dogs like I always do. People knew how we used to roll. We would have the pits the Rockwilders, you understand? You know, we had that outside locked up. So anybody try to bum rush, anybody do that, we had the gates, the whole 9 yards. So we could stop all that. You know how people gonna get down in Harlem. You understand? So, and then when you got LL Cool J, you got Mike Tyson coming through there, and they coming through the front door so people see them. So they gonna go crazy. LL was the hottest thing out at that time. Mike Tyson was the hottest thing out at that time. They got all kinds of stars and people in there already. They was coming through the back. They came through the front.
Next, a journalist enters, tracing the tape's journey from forgotten hard drives and encrypted inboxes to legal threats, and finally, public view. They describe sources too terrified to go on record in footage passed hand to hand like forbidden material. Piece by piece, scattered fragments slowly formed a clear narrative, but only when someone bold enough decided to put it all together. It raises one big question: who finally decided the era of quiet protection was over, and why now?
Was the centerpiece of the documentary. So watch this particular scene, because this is where a lot of people feel Diddy really screwed over someone that he should be very, very thankful for. As we're losing, but the reality is Mark Agnifilo, the person with whom he was speaking, actually won the case for him. This is a huge betrayal. Look, Agnifilo, there is no way he isn't outraged that Diddy was secretly recording him, and this ends up in this Netflix documentary. Mark Garagos, who is my co-host on Two Angry Men, he's represented Diddy for years, and his daughter is part of the Agnifilo defense team. And he was involved in all of this. So in this past weekend's podcast, I pushed him to find out how Agnifilo really feels here. And Mark kind of skirted it some, but I think you get the sense.
Diddy knew that Mark was being recorded, but Diddy didn't tell Mark. Does Mark feel betrayed by Diddy?
I've not talked to Mark about it.
What do you think? What do you think?
I will tell you, I'll just tell you, if it was me, I would be more than a little upset. I was more than a little upset when the client didn't know and I was being recorded. I mean, there was a while there where I was meeting clients under bridges, freeway bridges, because I was PTSD over it. So I think, as a lawyer, it is one of the most inviolate oaths that you take to protect the client confidentiality and the client privilege. So I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
Diddy did two things here. Number one, he betrayed Mark Agnifilo, who, to your point, did so much for him. Obviously, without Mark Agnifilo, may very well be spending the rest of his life in prison.
A former industry executive appears, sitting in half shadow, breaking down the machinery that once kept Diddy untouchable. Crisis teams, publicists, legal firewalls, and airtight NDAs designed to erase problems before they ever became headlines. They describe a system built to protect a brand, not the truth, reminding us that image control often replaces accountability. The unsettling takeaway? Entire careers survive simply because people chose not to see.
I saw that today. Somebody sent me that today, man. And my whole thing about it is, Misa, how am I harassing you? I've never harassed you. I've always been a protector of you so far until now. You understand? For you to go and try to snake that whole situation and saying, I'm the reason why you being harassed. No, your ex is the reason why you being harassed. You understand? Your ex is the reason why your son is the way he is. You understand? You know what I'm saying? This is what happened, and I'm gonna let you know. Another YouTuber, one or two, came out and said that Justin is Wolf's father. I mean, Wolf is Justin's father. Another YouTuber came out and said that Wolf is Justin's father. Wolf is a former bodyguard of Bad Boy that was murdered by an associate with BMF. So now, I never said nothing, yay, nay, or whatever. Me and Puff is beefing. You understand? I'm not gonna come out and play Super Saver or anything. You understand? I ain't got nothing to do with it. I might allude to, maybe he is, maybe he ain't. He shoot motherfuckers in the studio. Wolf was that type of dude. So I didn't say nothing. But I know the difference. I know that he wasn't because they had a blood test. They had they did that paternity test and shit like that to prove that Justin was his son. Puff was mad the whole 9 yards because he had to pay Misa a large amount of child support, which he was starving her at first. He wasn't doing nothing for his son. That's why Suge Knight took that picture of Misa and Justin when he was hugging Misa, saying what the East Coast won't take care of, the West Coast will. You understand? I told everybody about that whole picture, and then everybody said I was lying and shit, and then somebody released Suge in the same clothes that he took that picture in, playing with Justin on the floor. You understand? So now, Misa is mad at me and upset with me because I didn't clarify that. You understand? It wasn't for me to clarify, Misa. I ain't harassed you not one time. I ain't harassed you when you owe me $750. I let it go. You've been having the money allegedly to pay me. You know what I'm saying? You got to deal with MCM. You could have sent me a bag. You could have did anything to make it good. But you just said, F it. Now you being harassed by Gene Deal. Gene Deal ain't never harassed you, Misa. I used to save you because you was so afraid that when you was out here giving it up on both sides of the panties, trying to feed your kids, that Puff was gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? About them down south, about them NOLA. Should I go on? Being harassed? Come on, Misa. You could do better than that. You could do better than that, Misa. You know I ain't harass you. I ain't tell none of your secrets. I ain't say nothing about you. But you want to put it out there and play a victim. It's Puff fault all this shit is happening with Justin. It's Puff fault all this shit is happening with you.
The tone shifts fast when a survivor advocate steps in, analyzing the leaked clips not as celebrity drama, but as textbook behavior patterns. Isolation, manipulation, coercion, the same dynamics seen in thousands of private cases worldwide. They warn the real danger isn't just what's on tape, it's how easily the public consumes it as entertainment. It forces an uncomfortable question. When did turning someone's trauma into a trending topic become normal?
We ain't baby all cool. But yo, look, Puff. Nah. You working with Puff for 30 years. You saw Big before he passed? Yeah. Bro, so you're close. Jack, what were you saying?
In the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And,
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew.
People very close to the situation.
But you can create any narrative as a producer and as a director and as a storyteller. I can create a narrative. I could be like, you know what?
You have.
I could create a narrative.
Well, we see it all the time in reality shows.
Like,
reality shows.
That's how
you're
creating
right
a narrative. It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's true. I can get interviews. I can do this. I can get footage, and I could make you think this about that person.
Nah, for sure, yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So for me, I think 50 and Puff have a long-term beef. It's personal. It's between.
People are saying 50's wrong for doing it, but 50's right for doing it.
It's between him and Puff. And before it's between him and Puff, it's between both of them and God. Just the way Puff is down on his luck, and 50's kicking a man when he's down. If 50 ever luck turn on 50, that you gotta be careful what you put out. There's a karma to every action that you do.
Let's get smarter, won't we see ya? Got to something that I gotta ask it out. I'm thinking come on, girl. And you know, and what would you love me about? And you have love for me, girl. And you love it. And we got a blueprint, we don't like that. So we can go through this like come on, girl. And you love it. And what would you love me about? And yeah, what you say, have love for me, yeah.
You know the vibe. And ladies, you need that pink horsepower. You know how we do something here. Pink horsepower. Different flavors. What are you talking about? Yeah. Smoked up. Yeah.
A legal analyst follows with a cold, precise breakdown of what the tapes do and don't mean in court. Edited footage complicates admissibility. Stolen recordings raise jurisdiction issues, and powerful defendants often use defamation laws as armor. They explain that documentaries live in the gray space between public opinion and legal proof, asking viewers to consider whether the justice system is designed to find truth or simply protect those who can afford elite defense teams.
They told in the documentary, bruh, come on. They could have went a whole lot deeper. They could have did a whole lot more. So I ain't in the documentary because that lady that was the director, I think, what's her name? Alex, you know, Alex Stapleton, you know her name, Mighty? Yo, Mighty, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna look this up, all right? Okay, her name is Alex Stapleton. The director that I spoke to was Alex Stapleton. She was the one who told me that she was the director, she was the producer, whatever, this, that, and the third, the whole 9 yards, and she was talking mad greasy to me. And listen here, it's no matter, after you talk that kind of talk to me, it's no amount of money she could have paid me anyway for me to get in there. You know, my story is more too valuable, you know, getting in the depth or getting in depth with this whole stuff, and it would have helped that documentary a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? In actuality, they used all the stuff that I told them and did it the way that I was saying do it. Tim Dog started off with the childhood with Puff and the whole 9 yards. Kirk Burrows do the business part, but they was trying to put people in there like Mark Curry and other people to talk about the streets or what was going on, you know, a certain thing. But Mark can only say so much, you know what I'm saying, because he was an artist. You know, so he wasn't with Puff like I was with him during that time when we was running back and forth here and there and the whole 9 yards. So, you know, Miss Alex Stapleton is the one reason why I'm not in the documentary, but it's all right with me. I've been in a lot of documentaries. I did The Shine, I did the A&E, I did the Discovery Channel, I did the Fox. You know, I've been in a whole lot of different documentaries. And I'm always on the art of dialogue. So the people been getting most of the information from here anyway.
Yeah, man, you always on here, man. Always got to bring you on. So with that being said, man, I want to get right into the documentary, man. How you feel about the documentary, man? The behind the scenes footage they got of Diddy leading up to him getting arrested. And
The documentary closes where it started, with 50, alone. No jokes, no bravado. He admits he expected critics to call the film petty, messy, or opportunistic, but he insists visibility was the point, because stories die when no one documents them, and victims vanish when no one believes them. He leaves viewers with one final instruction: watch the footage, face what it implies, and decide for yourself. The screen fades on a chilling line. In this business, the tapes always exist.